Hi, and welcome to the Balancing Act Local Edition. I'm Monto Williams. We're bringing you community stories and introducing you to businesses and influencers who are making a difference. So let's see who's making news right here in your neighborhood.
On this episode of The Balancing Act, we'll learn about a proactive approach to the social and emotional crises affecting teens today. Today on The Balancing Act.
The hard work nonprofits put in to change lives is remarkable. Take a look at this.
Being a teen today is hard. The modern adolescent experience is shaped by a fast-paced need for immediate gratification that presents unique challenges and expectations. Increasingly, young people are facing a mental health crisis that demands urgent attention and a comprehensive support system. Let's visit with the team at Tilly's Life Center to learn more about how they are helping our youth.
Tilly's clothing stores had a legacy of giving back and supporting our youth.
We care!
We feel good giving back, but we are not solving the problem. We need the kids to feel good about themselves, love themselves, and not feel second-class citizens or feel like they are dependent on others. And we need to teach them how to be positive and how to believe in themselves. We need to teach them to fish instead of giving them the fish. And that's how Tilly's Life Center born. We put a professional team to help build up an amazing curriculum. It's give the soft skills and all the tools for the kids to learn how to believe in themselves, to develop a positive mind, healthy relationship and responsibility, and that was the beginning.
Implementing TLC, in particular here at Westminster High School, but within all of our high schools within our school district, we have seen a tremendous impact on our students' well-being overall, in addition to our teachers having tools that they didn't have otherwise. So collaborating and bringing in partners to have a curriculum that is targeted and really focused on techniques that aren't always traditionally within our curriculum as educators. And so it's given us an added layer that is very intentional and focusing on well-being, but also really, really healthy habits that our students can take with them, not only throughout their high school career, but beyond.
Well, the students that have experienced our TLC curriculum have benefited tremendously. In talking with the students and talking with our staff who have implemented the curriculum, we've seen a turnaround in the students' social emotional well-being and also their ability to communicate effectively their feelings, their emotions, and how to respond to them.
Some of the measurable outcomes that I have seen from implementing TLC at our school is that, kids have skills that they can use to navigate difficult situations. They've shared that it's helped them with their communication at home, with their friends, and they learn how to relax and how to relieve stress and anxiety. And I just sense there's a little more happiness.
Social emotional learning skills are teaching you how to handle your emotions. And the emotions affecting your entire life. So giving them the skills how to be responsible, how not to be a victim, how to communicate in an effective way, how to become motivated, how to have goals, how to be kind, giving, forgiving. All those soft skills will make them the best version of themselves, and they will be able to succeed in life and be a responsible citizens and really make this world a better place.
The curriculum at Tilly's Life Center targets the life skills that are critical to adolescent self-development during a time in a young person's life when they are most vulnerable.
Unfortunately, we have been in a mental health crisis with our youth for quite a few years. We are seeing historical numbers of mental health challenges like suicide ideation. All the mental health rates as far as depression and anxiety are through the roof. We're seeing kids that are experiencing drug and alcohol and eating disorder problems. For the first time in history, homicide is the second leading cause of death among youth. The third, unfortunately, is suicide. We're losing kids because of this. We want our kids to excel in academics, but we also want them to be whole people. And until we start integrating these practices and this kind of programming into schools, they're not going to have the chance to do that. Before, in our time, when we were growing up and kids, it was organic. We were learning those things because we were out playing, we were being kids. And that's where we learned those soft skills. Today, it's a different world. They're more on the screen, they're more on their phones, so they're missing those skills and not developing that skill set.
We are in an unprecedented crisis with our youth right now, and we must address mental health issues. And the best way to approach that is through social emotional learning programs.
It's critically important, I believe, to incorporate social emotional learning into all education at all levels, and most importantly because that's part of the educational experience. If we want our students to be well-rounded and be prepared for their lives, for being productive members of society, to have their careers, to be happy, have their families, without a doubt, the social emotional well-being, and in particular the services that Tilley's Life Center provides, are critically important for all of their success, but frankly all of our success.
I think, speaking especially as a former teacher, teachers may not necessarily have the resources or may not be equipped to respond to mental health or social emotional challenges that their students have. I think it's really important to provide teachers with the resources they need, especially in the current time that they're teaching, in which more and more students are needing social emotional help.
The IMD program at Tilley's Life Center is comprised of 36 lessons. They're in 3 phases, phase 1, 2, and 3. We also have Me, My Brain, and I, which is a curriculum that's focused on brain development. It's an experiential curriculum. So basically, we've developed something that the teens are interested in, right? We wanted to have something that they were engaged in and excited about, and we feel like we have done that. Everything is an activity, so our curriculum is based on 5 anchors. Affirmations, you see the vibe board. We have the vibe board check-in when they come into the class, and then we also have them do a lot of journaling. As you know, I'm sure you've journaled before, it's very cathartic, and it's also a great way to present certain prompts to them to work through. So we feel that we've produced something that is not only exciting to them, but it's also a comprehensive component. So a lot of schools implement some social emotional learning, or they'll implement these life skills in presentations and assemblies, which is great. I mean, the more the better. We want everybody to experience these, but if you really want to see a transition in a teen's life, you have to make sure that it's consistent. And we feel that because we're a comprehensive program and we're embedded into the school for the entire school year, they're practicing these skills. So they become comfortable with them and they learn how to implement them into their life and use them.
So one of the favorite lessons that the students love in our program is the I Am Forgiving lesson. We introduce the teens to techniques to help them move past resentment and hurt feelings and move towards forgiveness. Identifying negative and stagnant emotions is an important piece in learning to forgive. And we also explore with them the concepts and effects of forgiveness. And then we create this space where they can actively let go of these negative feelings. One piece that we offer to the students in this lesson is called the forgiveness formula. We ask the students to think about who or what are they upset with and what happened in their words. And did they have a part in this? Sometimes they don't have a part in it, but sometimes they do. And then looking at how is it making them feel? And what's next? Like, what are some action steps that they can take to help resolve? Another of the things that we do in this particular lesson is we have a huge art project, and it's a flower pot activity. They decorate and color their forgiveness pot, and they get to decide what that looks like. And then in response to the letting go piece of forgiveness, we ask the students all to identify what they're ready to let go of. What to them is something, whether it's an emotion or whether it's someone they want to forgive, maybe it's even themselves. And we ask them to write that on a small piece of paper. And then from there, they rip this piece of paper up into tiny little pieces and they place it in the bottom of the pot they just decorated. And from here, we place soil and then we sprinkle in some seeds. And from this negative, challenging emotional space grows this beautiful flower. So it's a wonderful place for them to reflect and let go, for sure. And I have a great story I want to share with you in regards to this particular lesson. One of our students was really struggling with his relationship with his grandfather. And after sitting down and speaking with him after class, he approached me about it and we talked about it. And it was so wonderful to see him realize that he gave himself permission to explore this relationship. And there was definitely some miscommunications and some assumptions on both he and his grandfather's part. But it also brought his parents closer to the situation too. So it was really amazing to see this all take place.
When students come every single day to school, they have a better chance for success. And they want to come to TLC. Students talk about it. I can't wait to get there. Sometimes students who may not want to come for other areas of school say, I'm not going to miss third period. I'm not going to miss first period, because that's where the magic happens. And it happens because there's adults in that class that care about kids. And they know somebody cares about them. And most studies will show if an adult cares about them in their life, they'll show up. And when they show up, great things happen.
My students respond very well to the TLC activities. We do them on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tuesday, Thursday, TLC. And it's a fun switch up from the week. And I've had a couple kids reach out and say, like, wow, I wish I had this 2 years ago. I had another boy say, I'm so glad we're doing this all year. And so I'm getting a lot of positive feedback, just, you know, one-on-one with the kids. And you can see it in the classroom, too.
If we want to change the path that we are on currently as a world, a nation, a country, a state, a school, we need to pay attention to this. We have great educational programming for physical health. The whole student needs to be paid attention to. We need to teach these kids these skills so that they can be successful academically. They can be successful when they grow up and, you know, they're in relationships and they're working and doing all of these things. It is our vision and our hope that it is mandated that the curriculum, this curriculum, of course, we would love it to be Tilly's Life Center IME program, but just social emotional curriculum in general is mandated into our educational system.
My favorite thing is when students want to repeat. They're like, yeah, I've gone through all the phases, but I want to do it again. I was like, why do you want to do it again? It's a class, you could do something else. So like, because I get to use this in my life. I know that my mental health is important to me, and the more I take care of myself, actually, the more I can give to myself and the world. So that's my favorite part of TLC.
And a couple months ago, when we learned how to it was a meditation, just to take breaks and just take deep breaths, and when you need it. So during a test, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll just take a deep breath and then start again.
TLC has helped me become more social with people and boost my confidence.
It helps me cope with all my stress and my depression by journaling and stuff like that. I really enjoy putting down my feelings on a journal. It helps me release all my feelings and emotions. I learned ways to calm myself down and relax, by breathing and stuff like that. I learned to never give up no matter how hard a situation gets, and to always stay positive. Can't let anything get to you.
I came from a dark place. I was just isolated from reality. I didn't know how reality can be. I thought I can trust people easily. My mindset was always in a negative place. I would be like, I'm not this, I'm not enough, I'm never gonna be enough. In the class of TLC, they taught me so much. They taught me how to be forgiving. They taught me how to be positive. They taught me how to be brave, which is one big word, because I was like, I'm never gonna be that person that I am without them. If I'm being honest, they're the ones that saved me from killing myself, probably. Their staff here is amazing. I learned a lot from them. I wouldn't be the person I am today. They push you through it. They don't pressure you, they just make sure that you do know that you're enough for them, that you're human, you make mistakes. And until this day, I still learn all these lessons, and I still actually journal in my notebook they gave us. It's pretty tough growing up and stuff. Like I said, I was in a dark place. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here.
When Tilly's got me at the age of 15, I was just a broken kid. A lot of anger issues, a lot of darkness in me just because of what I was experiencing at home. I can honestly state that I'm going to be the first one to graduate from college. I'm going to be the first one where the abuse, the alcoholism, the lying, the manipulation ends with me because of what Tilly's Life Center has instilled in me. Tilly's Life Center has made me into who I am because of not only forgiveness, but having the ability to believe in myself. Tilly's Life Center has raised me from the bottom of my pit to my platform. Earlier this year, I lost my dad to suicide. Doing the work that I do today, it kind of gives me a reason to wake up and say, hey, yeah, that might have happened to you, or that situation that you went through as a child or as a 16-year-old kid, yes, that wasn't fair to you, but in the long run, that's going to make you a better person, a better human, a better facilitator to help out the next generation. And that's what, right now, I'm learning that I'm in my paying it forward phase of my life. I felt like it was my calling to become an assistant facilitator and teach the IME program to the next generation of kids.
Fundraising plays a crucial role in helping to support Tilly's Life Center. They rely on financial resources to fulfill their missions and create a positive impact in society.
From the inception of TLC in 2012, Tilly's retail stores have supported us through their Roundup for Change campaign at the stores. They've also supported us through their in-kind donations for our teens and for our events, as well as their financial donations that help pay for the journals that we give to students as part of the program. As a facilitator, I am so incredibly grateful for their ongoing support for TLC and for youth mental health. Today's consumers are just looking to buy from companies that are just giving back in bigger ways, especially those who cater to youth, which is so important right now today. Tilly's is unique because Tilly Levine, who co-founded Tilly's, created this incredible program specifically for teens to help them to acquire the life skills that they need in order to be successful and happy, positive people.
Tilly's Life Center is a nonprofit organization, and we rely on the generous donations of individuals and corporations to allow us to provide the services that we provide to the kids. Tilly's clothing store has been very generous for us, and they do Roundup for Change at their cash registers that supports us. But in addition to that, we rely on other organizations, corporate banks, to provide us with funding that will allow us to continue to grow our program. We have a gala in the fall. Our galas have 400 to 500 people at them, and we throw an amazing party where everybody has a great time. But again, those proceeds allow for us to continue our services or grow our services each year. We do have a golf tournament every year in the springtime, and we make it fun for everybody. We bring in foursomes from all over that come and have a wonderful time, enjoy the theme, enjoy the day. We have a tremendous number of sponsors at our golf tournament that come and support us to ensure that everybody has a great time, but at the same time, all of the proceeds allow us to provide additional services for our kids. You can find out all about any of our fundraising events on our website. Right now, we're serving around 5,000 youth every year, and we would love to be able to double, triple, quadruple that as the years come. Our fundraising events, our corporate sponsorships, and our individual donations allow for us to continue those critical services.
When we started with this program, we thought it's just an empowerment program. But because of the age of the kids, that the their brain emotionally still developing, they are learning a new emotional language. And the change is so fast and so powerful that we couldn't believe our eyes. I believe the social emotional learning is the most important subject that we need to give our kids. It's our responsibility as adults to give our youth the tools to thrive, succeed, and survive in this world. And this mental health crisis showing us that we are doing something wrong. And we need to make this program mandatory. This needs to be in every high school, and every kid has to be exposed to this kind of program that will help them be mentally balanced, feel good about themselves, feel good about their peers, and make this world a positive, better place.
To learn more about Tilly's Life Center, visit the website at tillieslifecenter.org or see this segment again on thebalancingact.com.
Thanks so much for joining us on this local edition of The Balancing Act. We'll see you next time.